Okay, so I just got back from watching Black Adam, like I said I would, and that's honestly the only reason I went to go see this movie. I wasn't really excited for this. I've been hearing bad things, but I always want to be the judge for myself, not really listen to Rotten Tomatoes. But my overall reaction is, yeah, it's bad.
I don't believe you.
But in its defense, it is a Walter Homada and Jeremy Johns, or Jeff Johns, whatever that son of a bitch's name is. He was involved in this, and I'm also not a huge rock fan, so it was not like there was any hope for me really liking this movie anyways, but it is a DCEU property, so of course I was going to watch it and judge it myself. And despite all the things I hated about this movie, there were some cherries to be picked from that I actually did enjoy. Kitten. One being the kills. The kills in here were pretty creative, gruesome, and some of it was like, how did they even get the PG-13 rating? But I did hear that it was originally going to be R, so hopefully that does come out in the DVD release, and hopefully it'll make it a little bit better. I also did like the introduction to some characters like Hawkman and Dr. Fate. Mainly I really loved Hawkman's little fight with Black Adam. I thought that was pretty cool. Another character I really liked in here was Dr. Fate. I think they did a really good job with casting Pierce Morgan as Dr. Fate in here. He was really useful. He was like the team leader. He had some heart in here, but he does die. So even some of the good parts in this movie kind of have a shitty twist to them. I'm not really huge on the Dr. Fate lore, so I don't know if he can come back and resurrect, but I do know that he can see into the future, so we'll just have to see with Dr. Fate. But it was too good of a casting choice for Pierce Brosnan to not bring him back, so hopefully they do change that. But the biggest thing I liked in here was not so much what the movie had, but what the movie gave me, which was a little bit of hope for the DCU in the future, because Henry Cavill does come back as Superman for the post-credit scene. And it was really cool to see him in the suit again and, you know, flying down. But even, like I said earlier, even the good parts in this movie does have a shitty twist to them. He's working with Amanda Waller. Yes, Amanda Waller, the chick who gathered these little misfit humans to take down Superman if he ever got bad. That Amanda Waller, he's working with her. Remember in Man of Steel where you said you won't find where I hang my cape and you'll never control me? Well, apparently they can. They used the John Williams soundtrack for him. I've seen the movies. They're okay. I get it. They're iconic. We need to move on from Christopher Reeves as Superman. We're in a new age. He's got his own theme, and the Hans Zimmer Man of Steel theme is too good not to use. So that was another letdown for that scene. And I am wondering what is The Rock's intentions for bringing back Henry Cavill. I know I've heard him say really nice things about him being this generation's Superman, but does he want him to come in so that he can take Superman down and then he can become the king of the hierarchy of the DCEU? Because in here they reference that he's more powerful than pretty much Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. So I don't understand this whole he's the strongest in the universe kind of bull. But I do feel like The Rock is trying to make a big power move to take over the DCEU. And, you know, with the way this movie is, I honestly don't see that happening.
That doesn't make sense.
I guess this is a good segue to talk about what I didn't like about the movie. And the first thing is the pacing. The pacing is all over the place in this movie. There's literally a part towards the end where you think it's 5 minutes to the credits roll, and then a new bad guy shows up, and then we gotta go to another 30 minutes of action-packed, you know, movie madness. So that was a little bit annoying. And that's sprinkled throughout the entire movie, but that was just the worst one. Another thing is, in the beginning, they actually had a compelling story that I was actually following that I wish we would have explored more on, and it's more of his origins, which they do explain the origins of Black Adam in here, but it's through flashbacks. I just wish those flashbacks were the whole movie. The next problem I had was the JSA, which is the Justice Society of America, and these guys predate the Justice League by like 50 or 100 years, I'm not 100% sure. I just felt like they did a poor way of introducing everybody. In here, they really just sped up the whole quick power breakdown of everybody, and for Hawkman and Dr. Fate, they don't explain it at all. And those guys are pretty important when it comes to the DC universe, and I just wish they would have expanded upon them and given a little bit more exposition of the Alliance and the characters inside the Alliance, but we didn't really get any of that. I feel like they're just in here to be the good guys to take on the bad guy, anti-hero, Black Adam, who's not really an anti-hero, he's just a straight up hero. The only thing that makes him an anti-hero is that he kills bad guys. But Batman killed bad guys, Superman killed bad guys, Wonder Woman killed bad guys. They all kill bad guys. What are you talking about? And no one calls them anti-heroes. And another problem, which is probably the biggest problem for me personally, was the character Eamon, aka Kondark's Freddie Freeman. Who is a little skateboarding, talkative, little campy punk who pretty much makes Black Adam his heart grow 3 times in size just because he's a child and he's a fanboy. You go in his room, he's got all these posters and comic books of the DC big hitters, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all of them. And he's pretty much saying, you're better than all of them, and I'm going to make sure that you're going to be on every lunchbox in Kondark and the whole world. And pretty much being his superhero agent. And I just found his entire character cringy, aggravating, and annoying throughout the entire movie. And unfortunately, he has a big role in the movie. And I just found him super annoying and exhausting to watch in general. But last but not least is The Rock. Now, like I said before, I am not a huge fan of The Rock. I feel like he plays the same person in every movie. He doesn't really have that much range when it comes to acting. He's more of a performer, like a WWE performer, than he is an actor. There's 2 movies I can probably name where I think he does expand on his acting, and that's Walking Tall and Gridiron Gang. Like I said, I knew what I was getting into when I went to go see this movie, and he was the main character. I was just hoping that there would maybe be a little bit more of expanding on his acting, but there really wasn't. And overall, I'd have to give this movie a D-. Although it had cool characters like Hawkman and Dr. Fate and Black Adam scenes were cool, the kills were entertaining, creative, and different, it just wasn't enough to outweigh the rest of the poor pacing, like in the third act, the poor characters like the poor cinematography and the CGI where sometimes it looked like it was a Michael Bay movie, and then The Rock was the cherry on top for me personally. And please spare me the whole it's in the comics with any of the critiques I had about this movie. Spare me it's in the comics bull. Everyone's heard the book is always better. We've always heard that. When you read the book, your imagination fills in the spots, fills in the pieces, and it makes it really entertaining. You got the structure, you got that outline, and your imagination takes over the rest. Comic books are the same way, regardless of the illustrations that they give you. Movies are a group of people that make a product that is put on screen start to finish. What you see is what you get. And what we got in here, in my opinion, was crap. But that was my review, regardless if you agree with it or not. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not care for it like me? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.